Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining the OG Chat Podcast. We got an episode here from the 90s era. If you're here with the OG Chat Podcast, give yourself a round of applause. Now, let's get to the video and let's see exactly what's going on.
Going off, lads. Both these dudes are standing in front of the black Beamer letting off. And one of the dudes had two hammers. He letting off with both joints in front of the black Beamer. We booking by this time. 89, 90, lads. Had to be go-go night with Red Essence at the Metro Club. It might have been Dino's by now. You know how clubs be sometime after they have a few violent altercations or a few murders, they try to switch the name up.
Facts.
It was the Metro Club when it first opened. And remember I said the nigga who owned it, nigga name was Breeze, older nigga, Jerry Curl, pushing a Corvette back then. Matter of fact, he was my cousin's baby mother's godfather. So, you know, some nights we get a little extra privilege, you know, walk right in. We had to stand in line outside. And, but that didn't, you know, just once in a blue moon. But this particular night, it was a Thursday night, man. Thursday night, definitely with Essence. Definitely with Essence. Now let me set a little stage for you lads, like in the go-go culture. And I'm quite sure some of the all clubs, you know, New York, wherever you at. But like in the go-go culture, you know, when it's letting out, especially if you got a nice whip or whatever, car period, we used to just ride in front of the club. Like you just keep riding up and down, you know what I'm saying? Riding up in front of the club, go up, turn around, come back down. Keep doing it, trying to, you know, maybe trying to pick you something up, pick a female up or something, you know. That was part of that go-go culture, man, back then. And I remember this particular night, we coming out, me and my man Sloan together this particular night. That's the dude in that picture on the first video we did, sitting in the white Ciroc sweatsuit, sitting on the front of the Benz. Matter of fact, it was his Benz. And my man Sloan, I ain't seen him in a long time. Hope he's doing well. And we coming out the joint, you know, mad crowded. You know what I'm saying? Mad crowded, you know, of course, cars all out in front of the joint, you know, broads everywhere. And, you know, we stand kind of like, you know, in front of the club, but off to the side, of course, you know, just mingling. And now where the Metro Club is at, it sits on, I believe this is Bladensburg Road. Yeah, it sits on Bladensburg Road. And it's one of those streets, lads, they got like a concrete medium, you know, a narrow concrete medium coming down the middle of the street. You got two lanes going east, you got two lanes going back, you know, south. You feel me? So dudes is, you know, cars is moving in front of the club, you know, you got two lanes moving in front of the club, you got two lanes in the opposite, moving in the opposite direction, you know, in front of the club. So me and my man, we come out, again, mad crazy, mad cars. We standing around for a minute, but it's one of them nights, again, you thank God that, you know, you could have caught us straight. Because I wish my man Sloan was here because he can verify every word. We talked about this shit for years. Because the minute we go to step off, like, and just being the way I was raised, lad, by certain dudes, I was always taught to survey your surroundings. You know about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially coming from the open air market crack era. You know, when we used to stand out in parking lots, you know, hand to hand. You know, you always practice surveying your surroundings. So we in front of the club, me and my man Sloan, we park our little buckets or whatever we was driving, we park in the cut. That's another little back then of the go-go culture. Niggas used to, you know, bust up in niggas' cars looking for hammers. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to try to hide your joint, but you didn't want to park too far. You know what I'm saying? But you want to have your joint somewhere. The nigga bust up in it, you know, you don't see your joint. But niggas used to do that back then, man, busting up in niggas' cars looking for hammers on go-go nights. But again, we standing in front of the joint, lads, you know, and then, you know, we just chilling, mingling. Next thing you know, my man Sloan, like, let's step, V. So, again, we crossing the street. We crossing Bladensburg Road. Again, mad cars. You know how the cars be moving slow. Sometimes, you know, all the cars are stopped. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just traffic. So as we walking across the street, I noticed it's a black BMW. Probably was one of them. It was a big four-door joint. Probably was like one of them, what was it back then, the 780s or the 740, the 740Is, or what was it, the 560. I'm not good with them, with the numbers, with the cars, lads. You know, I like what I like. You know, but I only be paying attention to numbers. And but it was one of them four-door joints, the long version. And it was two dudes sitting up in the joint. It was two dudes, but me and my man Sloan, you know, we weaving through the cars to get to the other side of Bladensburg Road. We walked behind the BM. As we walking behind the BM, you know, I'm looking at the joint. I see the dude sitting in the passenger seat. He got on like a black leather. You know, the driver, I ain't pay much attention to him. Again, we walk behind the BM. As we walking behind the BM, I'm just kind of looking to my right. I see two dudes walking like in the middle of the street, like in between the cars. I know I wasn't the only one that saw him. Now my man Sloan didn't see him because he's walking in front of me. But as I look to my right, I see two dudes like just walking, you know, down the middle of the street. But when I look at them, I'm like, hold up. These niggas is up to something. They just, you know, they had that look. One dude kind of like had his, you know, both hands in his jacket. It might have been, I don't think it was wintertime. Might have been fall, you know, wasn't cold, but it was definitely jacket, light leather, you know, 'cause like I said, I know we had on jackets, and I remember the dude in the black Beamer, he had on a black leather. This was like the Pele era, you know, the black leather, you know, the leather era. So as I'm going behind the Beamer again, I see the two dudes walking up. So I'm getting past the Beamer. We crossing to the next side of the street, kind of weaving through traffic. And I look back again, and lads, both dudes pulled out. I'm probably 10 feet from these niggas, 10, 15 tops, 10, 15 feet. I see both dudes pull out. As I see these niggas pulling out, mind you, my man Sloan is probably 2-3 feet in front of you. I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, Sloan. And I just, you know, you check. And I remember I kind of pushed him in the back. But we not across to the other side of the street. I just remember the shots going off, lads. Both these dudes are standing in front of the black Beamer, letting off. And one of the dudes had two hammers. He letting off with both joints in front of the black Beamer. We booking by this time, but you know how we are. I'm still looking back, because by this time, when the shots started running off, we started running. So we get to the other side of the street, the sidewalk. And for those who know, if any DC niggas hear this, back then, I don't know if it's still there, but the Metro bus parking lot set across from Dino's or the Metro Club. It's right, they face off with each other. It's a big parking lot, but it's a gate right there, of course, big tall gate. Because I remember a couple of dudes, when the shots ran off, people were running. One dude, he tripped on the sidewalk, and he like stumbled into the fence. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing him stumble into the fence, but we booking. But I'm looking back, and again, two dudes in front of the Beamer, lads, both of them letting off. It was a quick maybe 10 to 15, I ain't gonna say that many shots, but I know a good 12 to 15 shots. It was so many shots. And as I'm looking back, well, I hear the car. Something said, I guess the driver, which he did, he hit the accelerator. But he made the left going back towards New York Avenue, because New York Avenue and Bladensburg cross. DC niggas, Maryland niggas will know what I'm saying when they hear that. So he bucks a left. He does a U-turn, lad, over the concrete median. mind you, he had the BBSs on the Beamer, so the tires immediately bust. At least 2 to 3 of them busted. But dude, he bucks at you, mad smoke. You know, mad smoke. He went over the medium, and now he's falling back down Bladensburg Road. And for those who know, again, Bladensburg in New York Cross, it's a McDonald's and a gas station that used to sit right there. I don't know if the McDonald's, it might be still there. I believe it is. He's heading back toward Bladensburg Road, New York Avenue. So I guess he got pulled over, or the police, or he might have stopped, I don't know. Because the time we got down there was a couple of police cars that stopped him right there in that parking lot where the gas station and the McDonald's is at. Because I remember used to be a payphone right there. I remember that payphone. Used to be a payphone right there. But he got pulled over. You know, I don't know if the police stopped him. I don't know what happened. So by the time me and Sloan, we had got to the car, jumped in the car. Of course, you know how it was back then, lad. Niggas want to see what's going on, see what happened. So we pulls down there. It's mad cars. A lot of people are out. You know what I'm saying? So we pull over in the gas station. We walk over. We want to see what's going on. See, because the driver didn't get hit, man. The driver of the car, of the Beamer, he didn't get hit. I don't know how, but he might not have been the target. Because I remember the driver of the Beamer, he was outside the car going crazy, fussing with the police. Let me get to the hospital. But his man is hit up. Man man. You know what I'm saying? I remember, walking around, the police was trying to, they ain't put no yellow tape or nothing up yet. They just trying to keep people back. But we looking, of course, and I remember this ain't the first time I seen a brother take his last breath. I remember, man, he was slumped on the driver's side, and he was breathing, but you could see his chest. It would go up, and it would come down real slow. Go up, it would come down even slower. And I remember his man was going ballistic. And definitely, that's your man. That's somebody you fuck with, you care about. You know what I'm saying? So his man, he was crying and everything. He was going ballistic. But for some reason, the police, it was like, man, I don't even remember. I'm quite sure they probably called the ambulance, but I just didn't understand why they didn't